Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well this morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Your
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. They still interviewing here in courtroom 2.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm on, and you just let me know when we're ready. Mr. Dodd or Mr. White, I don't have the announcements from the PD. So if you all get an opportunity, if you've had a chance to do it already, if you'll get it to me.
Your Honor, I think I may have maybe it populated to your personal email. I apologize, Judge. I'll follow up right now.
No, I looked at the personal and at the Fulton County. I don't have either. If someone can just send it to me, that'll be fine.
I'll send it right
I can forward that. Right.
All right, thank you. And so courtroom 2, you all just let me know when you're ready. We'll be in recess until then.
We can do Mr. Knight, position 19 to 20, here, Mr. White's client.
What's the judge's name?
Knight, come on.
Okay, and Mr. Knight is who's representing Mr. Knight?
Mr. Tom White.
That's me. I just forwarded the announcement as well, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. White. What are we doing with Mr. Knight this morning?
It's a negotiated plea. What position?
Positions 19 and 20.
Yes, Judge. It's a negotiated plea.
Okay, very good. Good. And Ms. Howard, thank you for being here today. Good to see you. Mr. Knight, I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Good morning, Ms. Falk.
Good morning, Your Honor. On the offense of theft by shoplifting, the state's recommendation is 12 months served 26 days, credit for time served 13. That is from June 29th, 2024 to July 2nd, 2024, and May 26th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service, stay away from Target located at 375 18th Street Northwest in Atlanta. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea. And as part of this plea, the state will null cross position 20 upon the acceptance of this plea. That's all for the state.
White.
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, and we just ask that the probation terminator go non-reporting once he completes all of his requirements.
State has no objection to non-reporting.
Okay. Mr. Knight, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 004247J, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Knight. When you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees, okay? Very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Knight.
Thank you, Judge.
We can go to position number 23, McNeil.
Actually, can we hold on McNeil? I'm going to need to speak with him again.
Okay, we can go to number 8, Mr. Derico.
Also a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Derico. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On position 8, Mr. Derico's case for the family violence battery in the first offense, the state's recommendation is 12 months served, 52 days, credit for time served, 26 days. The credit for time served is from May 9th of 2025. Balance probated, no further contact with Marvella Branch, Family Violence Intervention Program, and stay away from 3480 Welcome All Road in Atlanta, no firearms. We would like to sound at this time from Ms. Marvella Branch, and we do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea. That's all for the state.
Branch is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. So, Mr. White.
Yes, Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, and again, just request that probation go non-reporting upon completion of all of his requirements.
Mr. Derrick? Go ahead, Ms. Vaughn.
Yes, Your Honor. If we could just have pretrial go over his history very quickly.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Howard.
Hey, who y'all?
Position number
Derico?
8, Mr. Derico.
Hold on, I'm about to pull it up. Two 508-478. Hold on.
Actually, the state would object to non-reporting. The defendant has a previous arrest for family violence battery, a capital offense from outside of the state, a conviction for simple battery family violence where he served 365 days in DeKalb County Superior Court, and a battery from out of state as well. The capital offense was in Detroit, and the other battery was from Illinois.
Anything further?
I don't
That's
even
all
have
for
the
the
Michigan
state.
history.
Mr. Howard, you can't.
Oh, I pulled it. Well, she already gave it, so
Okay.
she gave the
Nothing-
part I
nothing
would have said. I don't have the Michigan history though. That I don't. I do see the Illinois, but I don't have
Okay.
the Michigan.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. White?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Derico, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 0024441A, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Oh, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Derico. I will require that you be on probation the entire time, but I'll help you out in the front end by waiving the first 3 months of probation fees to help you get on your feet and get employment if you don't have that at the present time. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome.
We can go to position number 10, Mr. Toops.
Okay, say that again for me. I have 10 as Diggs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, that's position number
Four.
4040.
Okay. And that's going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Toops. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Good morning, Mr. Nixon.
Good morning, Your Honor. The state is asking or recommending 12 months to serve 54 days, credit for time served 27 days, and that's from May 8th, 2025 until today. Balance probated. A law and decision-making course, 40 hours community service, and to stay away from all Georgia Tech premises and property. That's for count 1. As for count 2, it will be 12 months to serve concurrently with count 1 with a $300 fine. And count 3 will be null pros. The state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
Judge, we so stipulate, the only request, Judge, if the court would consider waiving the first 2 months of probation fees and or non-reporting probation, assuming all the conditions are complete, Judge.
The state is going to object, considering the criminal history of the defendant here.
And Judge, that's we'll waive the probation fees for the first 2 or 3 months. That'd be great, Judge. It's okay.
Okay, Mr. Tukes, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002433C, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Yes, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. I'll waive the first 2 months of probation fees to help you get a job and get on your feet. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. So if you get it all done within that first 2 months, then you won't have to pay any more fees because you'll be on non-reporting probation, okay? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Toots.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Do, position number 36.
Yes, good morning, sir. Can you pronounce your last name for me, please?
Privas.
Yes, good morning, sir. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Nixon.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is going to recommend for count 1, 12 months to serve concurrently with count 2. For count 2, it'll be 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 15 days, and that's from May 20th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, alcohol drug evaluation treatment, 40 hours community service, no further contact with Jamie O'Brien, and last name is spelled O'Brien. No further contact with William Murtha, that last name is Murtha, and no further contact with Lynn Lewis, Lynne Lewis, a common spelling. As for count 3, it'll merge with count 1. The state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
Glad.
Judge, we stipulate, request the court to consider waiving the first couple months probation fees, possibly non-reported probation, assuming all the conditions are complete.
Yes, sir. It's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002867G, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct and simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, no, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir. Can I add that I also have gone to rehabilitation for 4 months as well?
And Your Honor, yeah, what he mentioned to me is prior to his arrest, he had gone to rehab. I told him that he can, if he has proof, he can show it to probation. They may waive that condition, but it's up to probation, Judge.
Okay, so I appreciate that you've done that, sir, and if it's acceptable through probation, it's fine with the court. If that satisfies the requirement of ADET. I believe that my last question was just so I can make sure that I get the right answer to it, or the appropriate answer to it, is that you've been represented by Mr. Haddad. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. I'll waive the first 2 months of probation fees to help you get on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Number 44, Watson.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Watson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can place your hand down, Mr. Watson. Yes, Mr. Nixon.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is going to recommend a 12-month probation to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days, and that's from May 21st, 2025 until today. A balance probated, alcohol, drug, and evaluation treatment, a stay away from 3100 Godby Road in Atlanta. That's the Manchester Ridge Apartments. 40 hours community service, and that's as to count 1. As to count 2, it will merge with count 1, and the state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea.
We so waive, Judge. Request the court to waive the first 2 months of probation fees, Judge.
Watson, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002872G, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right? Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Watson. I won't waive any fees because I think you can get through this relatively quickly, but I will have the probation terminate once you complete it. So as soon as you get through it, you won't be on probation and you won't have to pay those fees. Hopefully you'll be able to do that within the first month or so. Good luck to you, sir.
Number 31 and 32, Powell.
So a negotiated plea.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Pop. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Nixon.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is going to recommend 12 months. Probation to serve 46 days, credit for time served 23 days. That's from, I believe that's June 10th, 2023 to June 23rd, 2023. And then May 26th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, stay away from 4335 Fulton Industrial Boulevard, and 40 hours community service. With regard to the FTA, the state will null pros upon pleading to the underlying offense, and the state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
All right.
We do stipulate, Your Honor, for the purpose of the plea, and just has the probation terminate once he completes his 40 hours of community service.
Mr. Pop is fine.
Based on,
I believe I've noted probation violation and probation revocation in 2020.
Okay. I'm going to have it terminate, Mr. White. given the nature of the charge. Mr. Pop, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 000257F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal damage to property. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Pop. When you complete the 40 hours of community service, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get that done, the sooner you're not going to be on probation, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 7, Davis.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Davis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Now, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you need to get something there, Mr. Davis?
I just had an earplug. I tried to take it out when you asked me that, but it fell out.
Okay, go ahead and get it.
Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Davis, you've been charged in case 25 CR 002870D with battery. Yes, Ms. Fall.
Yes, Your Honor. As far as Mr. Davis's case, the state's recommendation is 12 months, serve 90 days, credit for time served 15 days. That will be from May 20th, 2025 until today. Balance probated from 2250 Marietta Boulevard Northwest, which is Ted's Montana Grill. 12 weeks of anger management, no further contact with Sebastian Phillips. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea. We would like to sound at this time for Sebastian Phillips.
Mr. Phillips is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Mr. White?
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, and we just ask that probation go to non-reporting once he completes all of his requirements, anger management.
And Your Honor, I believe the state will object to the non-reporting on the battery. The recommendation was due to the defendant's history. So the additional jail time was due to the defendant's lengthy history. I can go over that history with the court if you like.
Okay. Any violent history, Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor, which is why the state made the recommendation they did. The defendant has a aggravated assault where he received first offender, but then was adjudicated guilty in March of 2024. It appears he's still on probation on that. It was a 10-year probation sentence, and that also included possession of a firearm or knife during commission of a felony. There's also a disorderly conduct where he received 20 days. He was also arrested in 2022 for family violence battery, giving false name to an officer. And I will have to look and see what the disposition of that case was. He was arrested for terroristic threats, which was then dismissed by our office in 2023. And so it's mainly the aggravated assault that concerns the state.
And can I please state that the aggravated assault charge, if the DA could possibly go over the case would state that I was clearly just a party to the crime, and the only reason I was a party to the crime is because my co-defendant got into it with somebody, which was my brother. My co-defendant was my brother. He got into it with somebody, and I had no clue about something that they had going on, and me and the person had got into a fight because I was there to protect my brother, and I didn't know anything.
David?
Okay, Mr. Davis, I appreciate that. You have a right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. I understand what you're trying to tell me, though, okay?
I'm not a violent person at all.
All right.
I myself my daughter on my own.
Mr. Davis? Just best not to say anything else.
Sir, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Fine. Anything further, Mr. White?
No, Judge.
And Your
Okay.
Honor, that family violence battery, the defendant did enter a plea of guilty May 10th of 2022. So we do have, that was the reason for the state's recommendation and the reason the state is objecting to non-reporting.
Okay. If nothing further, Mr. Davis, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002870D, you wish to plead guilty to battery, is that correct?
The only reason I said I plead guilty because I have a violation of probation in Douglas County. I'm really trying to get this over with, and that's the only reason
Davis,
I plead guilty to it.
it's just yes or no, really.
I'm sorry.
I want to resolve the case today, so the judge asked.
Yeah, I do want to resolve the case just to
Okay, I understand that you want to resolve the case, Mr. Davis, but I have to make sure that you're actually pleading guilty because you are guilty and that you're admitting that you're guilty. I don't want to take a plea if you don't think that we'll have to resolve it some other way. If you believe that you're not guilty of this, I'm not going to allow you to plead guilty to something that you believe you're not guilty of. So you need to take a minute to talk with somebody or sit and think about it. I'm happy to give you some time, but I want you to answer me honestly. If I ask you if you're guilty of this, I want you to tell me if you are, or if you're not. If you are guilty, then you're accepting responsibility and you're pleading guilty.
I accept responsibility. I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? Say it again for me.
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Davis, I'll help you out on the front end with once you get out so that you can get a job and get back on your feet. I'll waive the first 3 months of the probation fees for you so that'll give you the opportunity to get on your feet. I'm going to have you report the entire time to probation, though. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Davis.
So,
Thank you.
Position 1 and 2, Aikens.
That's a negotiated plea, Judge.
Come on, how you doing?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Akins. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Ms. Fall.
Yes, Your Honor. On Mr. Aiken's case on position 1, the obstruction of an officer is 12 months served 24 days, credit for time served 12 days. From May 23rd, 2025 until today, balance probated, a $300 fine, and 40 hours of community service. Count 2, the disorderly conduct, is 12 months concurrent with count 1, no further contact with Joseph Seabrooks. Count 3, the obstruction of an officer, is 12 months concurrent with count 1, a $300 fine, and 40 hours of community service. Count 4 is 12 months concurrent with count 1, and that's for the criminal trespass. Stay away from all MARTA property in compliance with any active suspensions. Count 5, which is the possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce, the state is entering a null pros upon the acceptance of this plea. On position number 2, the failure to appear, the state is agreeing to null pros that case upon the acceptance of this plea. We do ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea. And we would like to sound at this time for Mr. Joseph Seabrooks. That's all for the state.
Seabrooks is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Mr. White?
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, and we would ask the probation terminate once he completes paying his fine and doing his community service.
State has no objection to non-reporting.
I And just so that he'll have the option, Mr. White, does he want to pay the fine, or would he rather me have that converted to all of it to community service?
Mr. Akins, would you rather do an extra an extra 60 hours of community service? That would be a total of 140 hours of community service. Or did you want to pay the fine?
Sir.
Community service? Okay.
So,
Thank you.
the court is agreeable to that. I'll convert the fines to community service. Mr. Akins, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 007802D, you wish to plead guilty to 2 counts of willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Akins. When you complete the terms of the probation, when you get the community service done, I'll have the probation terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay? Good luck to you, Mr. Akins.
Position 9 and 10, Mr. Diggs.
What are we doing with Mr. Diggs this morning?
That'll be a negotiable plea, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Diggs. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. As to Mr. Diggs' cases on position number 9, the state's recommendation as to the offense of battery is 12 months, serve 104 days, credit for time served 52 days. That is from December 17th to December 19th of 2023, July 2nd to July 3rd of 2024, and April 18th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, no further contact with Joy Hakeem. Stay away from 2885 Skylar Mill Lane in Snellville, and no firearms, 12 weeks of anger management, and 40 hours of community service. In this case, we did have an opportunity to speak with Ms. Hakeem. She agrees with the plea, and she stated she may be here on Zoom. So at the conclusion of the recitation of facts, we would like to sound for her on position 10. The failure to appear, the state has agreed to null pros this upon acceptance of the plea. We would at this time like to sound for Ms. Joy Hakeem, and that's all for the state. Oh, we do ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of this plea. That's all for the state.
Good morning, Ms. Hakeem. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. You certainly do not have to, but if you would like to address the court, I need for you to unmute yourself and I'll have to swear you in.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, if you'll raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down there. What would you like to tell the court?
I just want to thank everyone on here because I feel heard now. This case will be 2 years old in October. And honestly, it took some time to heal from this, but I'm okay now. And I do want to say I forgive Mr. Diggs, and I've made amends with myself. This situation has only allowed me to grow. So I do want to say thank you to everyone who has helped me with my case.
I appreciate you being here this morning, Mr. King. Thank you. Mr. Haddad?
Judge, we stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identity. I would ask the court to follow the state's recommendation. Also ask the court to consider, based on the classes that he has to take, to consider waiving the first 3 months of his probation fees, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Diggs, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 008037J, you wish to plead guilty to battery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation? Do you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Diggs. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. You'll still be on probation, but it won't be reporting and you won't have to pay those fees. Sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to pay the fees. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
South Annex is on, that person is a complaint. I think they, represented by Ms. McLeod.
South Annex, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Who do we have there?
Resident Stephen.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. McLeod. This is position 38, Michael Stevens. What are we doing?
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor. I have not spoken with Mr. Stevens yet, Your Honor. I would like to get the opportunity to speak with him.
Okay, so let's put Ms. McLeod and the South Annex into a breakout room. Please, Ms. Grace.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. We'll put you into a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else in courtroom 2 that we can take while we're waiting for?
Position 16 through 18, Jules Howard.
I believe that's Mr. White's case.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Jules. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Good.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. On Jules' case, you'll just give me a moment to find my place. On position number 17, the criminal trespass, the state's recommendation on that case is 12 months served, 50 days, credit for time served, 25 days. That is going to be from May 10th of 2025 until today. Balance probated, stay away from the Department of Driver's Services unless, and I will say unless he has business at that location, and that is at 11575 Maxwell Road in Alpharetta. On his second case, which is position 18, the state's recommendation on the criminal trespass is 12 months served, 50 days, credit for time served, 25 days, same date, May 10th, 2025. Balance probated, stay away from the Exxon located at 1105 Holcomb Bridge Road in Roswell. Position number, count number 2, the simple battery, 12 months served, 50 days, credit for time served, 25 days, concurrent with count 1. And the last charge, possession of drug-related objects, 12 months concurrent with count 1, as well as an ADET. We do ask the defense to stipulate factual basis and identification for the purposes of this plea. That's all for the state.
He's also position 16, Ms. Falk.
My apologies, Your Honor. Position 16 is going to be the criminal trespass. That will be 12 months to serve, 54 days, credit for time served, 27 days. That will be from April 27th to April 28th of 2025 and May 10th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, stay away from the racetrack gas station located at 1545 Mansell Road in Alpharetta, and 40 hours of community service. And as I'm sure you can tell, this is a global recommendation. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. Mr. White.
Yeah, we just have to accept the plea as negotiated. We do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, and we would ask that the probation go to non-reporting once he completes.
I'm sorry, Mr. White, I can't hear you. There's.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry about that, Judge.
No, you're fine.
Yes, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea. We would just ask his probation go non-reporting once he completes, it looks like, I believe 40 hours of community service, and the ADET.
Okay, tell me one more time, what was the request after he completes the probation?
Good non-reporting, Judge.
Okay, all right. And is there something that I need to know about that's going on with Mr. Jules, that he might require a social worker? Can we assist him with housing or anything of that nature?
Judge, my understanding is that a social worker did speak with him. And I'm not sure what the results of that were, but if we have one that's there today, we can also have him speak with him again.
Okay. Mr. Jules, I can assist you with housing if that's a need of yours. Would you need the assistance of someone to assist you with acquiring housing?
I got a motive and the next step, but I need to get the SSI. So I need a bus pass to get to Kennesaw, so I can get my SSI, so I can move to try to get to Grady Outpatient to get housing. 'Cause I already qualified with them because I received SSI, and it'll be a hazard to go for about another step when I got a better position.
Okay. So I'll have a social worker speak with him, Mr. White, so that we can possibly assist him, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Mr. Jules, it's my understanding in position 16, case 25 CR 002198G, you wish to plead guilty to trespass. In position 17, case 25 CR 002508E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. And in position 18, case 25 CR 002511E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, simple battery against a police officer, and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation? You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Jules, we'll have a social worker visit with you to assist you in any way that you might need. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, sir.
Next. Next is position 39, Mr. Taylor, and Mr. White, you can go ahead and call courtroom.
All right.
What are we doing with Mr. Taylor?
That would be a negotiated plea, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Taylor. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor. State is going to ask or recommend a 12 months served 66 days, credit for time served 33 days, and that's from May 3rd, 2025 until today. Balance probated, law and decision-making class, and that's for count 1. As for count 2, 12 months to serve concurrently with count 1 and 60 hours community service. Count 3 will merge with count 2, and the state would ask that the defense stipulate the venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
Your Honor, we ask the court to follow the recommendation if the court can consider, willing to consider non-reporting once all the conditions are complete, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002331E, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery against a police officer and disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Taylor, when you complete the terms of the probation, it will go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. McLeod, do you have an announcement on your client?
Yes, Your Honor, this is going to be a non-negotiated plea.
Okay, can you tell me who this is again, please?
Yes, this is Mr. Stevens, Your Honor, in position 38.
Thank you. And I take it that the jail time is what's non-negotiated part?
That is correct, Your Honor. Your Honor, it's essentially a time-served plea. They just want my client to stay in jail for more time. And we take the position, Your Honor, that he has been locked up since January of 2024. And there really is no real reason why they can't just make it a time served up to this point. He was locked up on another offense, Your Honor. That offense has been totally resolved. He took a plea to a reduced charge. So he's ready to go home. He tells me that he has a 1-year-old son that he hasn't seen yet. He has a job lined up and he will be staying with family when he gets out.
Mr. Howard, do you have the history for Mr. Stevens, position number 38 for me?
And also, Your Honor, this was a jail situation. The allegation is that there was an incident in the jail back in 2023, September.
I don't have the history. I got the stuff in Odyssey because it's so old. I guess he just was found guilty for voluntary manslaughter. Possession of a firearm or knife during a commission. That's 24 SC 001-551.
Yes, he took a plea to involuntary manslaughter.
Hold on. I see okay, ag assault was dismissed. The battery DV and possession of a firearm was dismissed. That's from a 2023 case. Outside of Fulton, I don't have his history.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is at this position here. We can't make it time served because we can't give him, or we're not going to give him the credit for another offense that he was already in the jail for. Also, we were basing this recommendation based off the facts of this case and the injury of the inmate. Would the court like a recitation of those facts, or is the court aware?
Yes, please.
Okay. Absolutely. So on September 11, 2023, Sergeant Chambers started an investigation on an incident that occurred on floor 7 north of zone 100 at the Rice Street location. Now, Deputy Wilcox advised on September 3rd, 2023, he was assigned to the Fulton County Jail, and he stated while feeding in zone 100, he went to cell 114 to give inmate Kelvin Banks his food tray. Now, Deputy Wilcox said once he opened cell door 114, he saw blood on the inmate Banks' shirt and observed his lip busted. He stated immediately he was pulled by inmate Banks out, and he pulled inmate Banks out and took him to zone 700. Now, Deputy Wilcox stated while in 700, he saw whip marks on inmate Banks' arm. He advised inmate Banks, told him that the inmates in the zone used cords out of the commissary box and beat him with it. And Deputy Wilcox said he then escorted inmate Banks to medical. While on the way, and inmate Banks advised him that he could identify his attackers. And Deputy Wilcox said once inmate Banks was cleared for medical, they went back to floor 7 north, where he showed inmate Banks the housing sheet folders, and he was able to identify the attackers. Now, Sergeant went and reviewed the camera footage, and he saw and he revealed inmate Jaquan Mason going into the pipe chase and coming to join inmate Michael Stevens at cell door 114. So this on camera, there's camera footage to show the two inmates use a tool to open cell door 114 to let inmate Stevens out. Inmate Banks was treated for a busted lip and whips on both of his arms. Inmate Banks stated that inmate Stevens came inside of the cell to fight for his dinner. And inmate Bates advised inmate Stevens forced inmate Mason to fight him. He stated while him and inmate Mason was fighting, inmate Stevens was striking him with a cord from the commissary box, stating to him, keep beating him up.
Further, Mr. Nixon?
Nothing further. That's the state's position here.
Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, based on even what the warrant is alleging, it seems like they are suggesting that my client was instigating some kind of attack, which of course my client denies. They did not say that they actually saw him hitting Mr. Banks at all. They're saying that Mr. Banks claims that my client was instigating the attack. At least that's what I gathered from the warrant, Your Honor. My client denies that I have spoken with him, and this is not the first time I've spoken with him, and he's always taken that position. Regardless of that, Your Honor, he has been locked up for quite some time, and I believe it's not like they're asking him to do anything else. This is even if he spends the 90 days, which the state is asking, there is nothing else. So essentially, it is a time-served plea. And he has been in jail a considerable time, probably in aggregate about 2 years. So I'm just asking the court to allow him to get out of jail so he can see his son, so he can start working. He has a job lined up and get some time with his family. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
So
really
I guess,
briefly.
well, let me just ask a question. So either he is going to admit what he's allegedly done and take responsibility for it, which is battery in this case, or he's not going to do that. If he's going to plead guilty, that's admitting that he did what they're alleging that he did. And if that's the case, then I don't understand how the argument as far as what's in the warrant or what's not in the warrant matters. Either he's going to take responsibility or not. Once he decides whether he's going to take responsibility and tell me that if he did do it, then I can best construct a sentence that I think is appropriate. So is he taking responsibility for what
He
he
is, Your
allegedly
Honor.
did?
He's taking responsibility for what they allege in the warrant.
Okay, if that's the case, then what I will do is instead of having additional jail time, I'm going to have him do 12 weeks of anger management once he gets out and do 40 hours of community service. Given that he's been in custody on another matter for that long, and I'm going to monitor him while he is on probation. So I'll give him some time to get himself together, 3 months to get on his feet, to get a job. So I'll waive those probation fees. I'll require that he does the anger management and the community service, and I'll monitor him for the next year while he's on probation. So that would be the terms of my sentence. Mr. Nixon, did you want to say something else to me?
The state would just wanted to put on record our recommendation as well. That was the mergers, the count one merger with count two being 90 days, credit for time served 21 days. And that's from September 3rd, 2023 to September 2023. No further violent contact with Kelvin Banks. And the state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purpose of this plea.
You'll so stipulate.
And Ms. McLeod, do you need to speak with him about what the court sentence will be if he decides to take a plea?
Yes, Your Honor, I would need to get some information for him for probation, since we want to make sure that he will be able to contact probation, and I'm not sure that I have all of his information updated.
So let's have Ms. McLeod and South End. Let's go back into a breakout room, please. Right, who do we have next? See, we have ACDC on the line.
Yes, good morning, Judge. Hope you're doing well.
I am. Thank you, Francois. I hope you are as well.
Thank you. I have position number 33, Ms. Perrier.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea, is that correct?
It is, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Year. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you're gonna have to either scooch up or speak up for me, Ms. Year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I can hear you now. Yes, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Ms. Year. Mr. Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor. For this defendant, the state is recommending for count 1, 12 months to serve concurrently with count 2, and for count 2, 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days. And that's from May 20th, 2025 until today. Balance suspended and a stay away from all MARTA until June 18th, 2025. And the state would ask that the defense stipulates venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
So stipulate, Judge, request the court to follow the state's recommendation.
Ms. Year, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002850B, you wish to plead guilty to certain acts, bus, rail station prohibited, and criminal trespass. Was that correct?
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I think so. I heard 2 different lengths of time, 12 months or something.
This is, it's my understanding that this is a time served plea, Ms.
Okay,
Year.
yes,
So
sir.
you won't have to serve any additional time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other questions before I proceed?
No, and I'm free of like probation and all of that, right?
Okay, all right. Yes, there's no probation that is,
Yes, sir, I understand.
that's requested, okay? So I think that my last question was, you've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Year. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Number 43, Walter.
Yep. Hey, Judge, before we proceed, I had sent an email to the court this morning and Ms. Falk, and I'm not sure if that, because I'm requesting a change in terms of the jail sentence.
We received the email and agreed to reduce from 60 days to 30 days. But we have also, as part of that concession, we are doubling the community service to 80 hours.
That's fine, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Falk.
Okay.
Yes, and PD Haddad, I know that this is not addressing you, it's just addressing your client. This concession will not be made again. The defendant has a bit of a history, and if the defendant finds themselves in this courtroom again, this concession will not be made as to jail time.
And if we're ready to proceed, this is position number 43. Ms. Walton, if you'll raise your right hand for me, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can place your hand down. Mr. Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's going to recommend 12 months, serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days. And that's from May 20th, 2025 until today. Balance probated. Stay away from 3342 Peachtree Road. And that's the Hilton Garden Inn there. 80 hours community service. 12 weeks anger management. That's for count 1. Just for count 2, 12 months to serve concurrently with count 1. And as for count 3, 12 months to serve concurrently with count 1 as well. And the state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
We so stipulate, Judge. We ask the court to consider perhaps not waiving the probation fees for the first 2 months, please.
Okay. It's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002869B, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, and disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. I will waive the first 2 months of probation fees to help you get and stay on your feet. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Falk. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. McLeod,
Yes, Your Honor. I need to let the court know. I was under the impression, but my client clarified this for me, that he was fully finished with this plea that he took in the other matter. He tells me now that he is actually going to serve probably 2 years or so, 2.5 years in prison. I did not know this because when we had discussed it before, I was under the impression that he was going to go home at this point in time, but he's not.
so what you're telling me is that you want to accept the state's recommendation?
Well, I think we may as well do that if he's going to be sitting around in jail.
Okay. Mr. Nixon?
He won't be able to do probation since he's going to
All right.
Yes, Your Honor, will still remain 90 days, credit time served 21 days. No further violent contact with Kelvin Banks. That was for count 2. Count 1 will merge with count 2. And again, the state is going to ask the defense stipulate to venue factual basis and identification.
Okay. Ms. McLeod, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Stevens, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 005547J, you wish to plead guilty to battery. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Stevens. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. I'm done, Ms. Mayo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, Ms. Cloud. Who do we have next?
Judge, I have position number 34 and 35, Ms. Shalange.
This is a negotiated plea.
It is, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Solange. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video, ma'am. Will you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Mr. Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor. For the, let's see, theft by shoplifting here, state is going to recommend 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for time served 8 days. That's from May 3rd, 2025 until today. Balance probated, anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service. Stay away from Madeline's hair salon at 880 Holcomb Bridge Road in Roswell. And it's going to be a global offer as well. We have a possession and use of drug-related objects. State is going to recommend 12 months to serve concurrently with regard to, and an additional ADET. The state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
We stipulate, Judge, we ask the court to file the recommendation, consider non-reporting upon completion, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Solange, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002330D, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting, and in case 25 CR 002353D, you wish to plead guilty to possession and use of drug-related objects. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yeah.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 25 and 26, Mitchell.
So what are we doing with Mr. Mitchell this morning? It's my understanding I have null pros. Mr. Mitchell's cases. Are they
Yes,
null
Your Honor,
pros?
the state submitted the null pros orders already. Let me pull up the date they were submitted. And just make sure I'm not hallucinating sending them.
Okay.
Yes, they were submitted on Sunday, this past Sunday at 10:21 p.m. The FTA and the 21 CR case, the null process were submitted on both. So
Have those, Ms.
I just want to
Champion?
make sure those were received.
Sorry, what position is this? I'm sorry.
Position 25 and 26.
One second, I'm gonna see it right now. I have you on.
Okay, very good. As soon as I get them, I will get those signed. Mr. Mitchell, it's my understanding that positions 25 and 26 have been now passed. Good luck to you, sir.
I have position number 41 and 42, Upshaw.
Mr. Haddad with me?
He's interviewing, hold on. Stop. Ooh, see if I got the front right.
Yes, Judge?
See if I got the front right for me.
At ACDC, we have positions 41 and 42, Crystal Upshaw. It's my understanding that this is a negotiated plea.
It is, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Upshaw. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Mr. Nixon.
Yes, Your Honor, the state's going to recommend 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 25 days. That's from February 15th, 2025 to February 18th, 2025. And then from May 14th, 2025 until today. Balance probated. A stay away from the Walmart located at 844 Cleveland Avenue, Southwest in East Point. ADET, an anti-theft course, and 40 hours of community service. As with regard to the FTA, the state will null pros the FTA upon pleading to the underlying offense, and the state would ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
Did she have a previous shoplifting charge?
Yes, she has a 2017 theft by shoplifting conviction and a 2018 theft by shoplifting conviction. This would be her third.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Dodd.
Judge, we stipulate would ask the court to consider a non-report upon completion of all the conditions, Judge.
The state would object to the non-reporting per the.
Ms. Upshaw, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 000828D, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting. Is that correct? Say it again for me.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? My question?
No, sir.
Okay, has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Upshaw. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. You'll still be on probation, but you won't have to report. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Number 14, Mr. Howard.
And Your Honor, that's going to be a negotiated plea.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Halbert. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
But before I say that, yeah, I'm not allowed to talk.
Just answer my question for right now, okay? Do you swear? You swear?
I'm trying to make sure before I answer that.
Mr. Albert,
Yes.
like we discussed on the phone, answer the judge just yes or no.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So my question was, do you swear or affirm that you're going to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, Ms. Gould.
Yes, Your Honor. On this case, the state's recommendation on the willful obstruction is 12 months served 46 days, credit for time served 23 days. From May 12th, 2025 to today, balance probated, $300 fine or 30 hours of community service. Stay away from the racetrack located at 3503 Camp Creek Parkway in East Point. The state does agree to terminate upon completion of the community service or payment of the fine, whichever the defendant chooses. And the state does ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea. That's all.
So stipulated, Your Honor. And he would like to pay the fine.
Okay. Mr. Halbert, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002565A, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Yeah, before I answer that, there was something else I want to add to that.
Yeah,
I'm saying something else I want to add to that before I answer that question.
we discussed this.
I'm saying I took care of a child before, and the person with child I took care of, I had a restraining order against them, and I guess I was driving.
Mr. Albert.
I'm talking to the judge. We've been talking. So, and a person, I guess some people drove past me with some KKK flags or something like that. So she filed a restraining order against me and went back to my house.
Mr. Halbert, like we discussed on the phone, this judge cannot address those issues. Okay. You just need to answer the questions, yes or no, that he's asking you in regards to this case and this plea. Okay?
So let's unmute him there if he's ready to proceed. So Mr. Halbert, it's my understanding.
I'm saying I can't talk to the judge though. I'm trying to talk to the judge.
Okay, Mr. Halbert, I'm listening.
Minor, I can't talk to the judge.
I'm listening to you, Mr. Halbert. I heard what you have.
So he was talking. So they drove past me with the KKK flags and stuff, and she drove past me with the police department and put a restraining order against me and went back to my house.
and they keep dropping me off in places, making me sleep outside and stuff, arresting me for no reason. And they're saying that somebody in the police department, judges and stuff, molested your child. So I just want to add that to it. That was it.
Okay, so my question to you was, Mr. Halbert, you're charged with willful obstruction of law enforcement. Do you wish to plead guilty to that charge?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by Mr. White here. Are you happy with what he's done for you?
Oh, yeah, you sure.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving that right up. You understand that?
Yes. And I guess people in the military too, but as a child too.
Okay. Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
All right, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Halbert. When you complete the terms, I'll have it terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you're not gonna be on
And
probation,
they have
okay?
my name spelled right on the paperwork also. So when I get to the probation office, how they gonna put my stuff up with my name not spelled right?
Okay, we'll make sure that your name's correct, okay?
All right, so what am I supposed to tell them when I get there?
All right, so Mr. White or Mr. Haddad will speak with you about that, okay?
Position 29 and 30, Neely.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Neely. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Neely. Who's presenting for the state? I'm sorry. Mr. Nixon?
It's my case, Your Honor. Yes, the state is going to recommend 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 23 days. That's from October 17th, 2024, and May 13th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, stay away from 320 Fairburn Road, Southwest, Unit U11, and 400 Fairburn Road, Southwest, Unit V189, 40 hours community service, FVIP, no further contact with LaWanda Williams, no firearms. The state would also null process the FTA upon pleading to underlying offense. And the state would ask that the defense stipulates venue, factual basis, and identification for the purpose of this plea.
Right.
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea. Additionally, we just ask that the probation go to non-reporting once he completes all of his requirements.
Okay. Mr. Neely, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 0071112A, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct? Say it again for me.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Oh, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Neely. When you complete the terms, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, sir.
So one thing about my property at Budge Inn Hotel where I was arrested at, they still have my belongings. I want to know what is
Okay. I'll give you a one-time police escort so you can go back and get your belongings, okay?
Thank you.
You're
Your
welcome.
Honor, could we sign for the victim here? LaWanda Williams, I don't know, she's present on Zoom.
Okay, Ms. Williams is with us and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Anything further, Mr. White?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Neely.
Next is Mr. Carter.
Also a negotiated plea?
I believe so, Judge. That position 4, yes, it's a negotiated plea.
Good morning, Mr. Carter. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor, on this position 4, as to the theft by shoplifting, the state's recommendation is 12 months serve 120 days, credit for time served 61 days from April 3rd, 2025 until today. Balance probated, stay away from the Kroger at 2452 Morosco Way in Atlanta, a $500 fine, 40 hours of community service, and an anti-theft course. As to count 2, the battery, state's recommendation is apologies, let me just correct that. 12 months serve 120 days, credit for time served 61 days, balance probated, no further contact with Lauren Sear, 12 weeks of anger management concurrent with count 1, and count 3, the reckless conduct, will merge with count 1. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea. We would at this time like to sound for Lauren Sear, and we do object to any form of termination or non-reporting in this case due to the circumstances, the facts of this case, and the defendant's history. That's all for the state.
If Ms. Sear is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Mr. White?
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, we would ask that the probation go non-reporting upon completion. This case has been reset several times. The first few times was for the state to try to get this transferred to the DA's office. So he's been in jail 61 days at this point, and based on the amount of time that he's been in jail, we think non-reporting is fair once he completes. He's still got a $500 fine, 40 hours of community service, and theft course, and 12 weeks of anger management to do. So if he gets all of that done, I think non-reporting will be fair.
Okay.
Your Honor, I just want to point out that this is the defendant's 87th cycle. And the reason the state tried to transfer this to the DA's office is because he is a recidivist shoplifter. The DA's office declined to take the case because of the time period between his last theft by shoplifting and his most recent theft by shoplifting. That does not change the fact that he is a recidivist. So the state is moving forward on this case, but I just want to put his record on the record so that the Your Honor knows the history, and the fact of his lengthy history is the reason for the recommendation.
Okay. Nothing further. Mr. Carter, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 001804Y, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting and battery. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay. I will accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Carter, Mr. White, does he require the assistance of a social worker to help him with housing or anything of that nature?
Your Honor, I'm not sure. He does have another hold, so we can have someone speak with him.
Okay. And as far as the fine goes, would he like that all converted to community service, or does he want to pay the fine?
And honestly, Judge, I can't remember if we discussed that yesterday. So if we could ask him now, would you rather pay the $500 fine or 50 hours of community service?
Community service.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to allow him to do the community service as opposed to a fine. Given his history, I do want him reporting the entire time, but I'm going to waive the probation fees to help him stay on his feet. Okay, so I'll have him monitored, but he won't get into, I won't set him up for failure. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 23, McNeil.
And Your Honor, I had listed as a bond hearing. We would just like to do this as a non-negotiated plea.
Okay. Morning, Mr. McNeil. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please?
Sir,
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Howard, do you have Mr. McNeil, position number 23's history for me?
You got an open air assaulted deadly weapon and battery out of Florida. Hold on. Man, he got 33 cycles out of North Carolina alone. Hold on. And that one out of Florida, 34. Let's see. So this is 35th arrest. Last arrest in Florida. It's 2023 assault, individual with a disability, resisting public officer. Got a breaking and entering conviction, 2022. Another breaking and entering conviction from 2019. Got a felony larceny conviction from 2017. This is all North Carolina. Resisting public officer, 2016 conviction. Breaking and entering conviction, 2016. 2016 FTA for the breaking and entering. Another 2016 breaking and entering conviction. Want me to keep going?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Howard. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened on October 4th of 2024 at the Target at 5600 Roswell Road in Sandy Springs. Loss prevention officers observed the defendant come into the store, go to the shoe section where he took his shoes off, put on a new pair of shoes, and then left and walked past the checkout area inside the Target. He proceeded past all points of sale, where at that point, the loss prevention officer stopped him. The loss prevention officer did note to the police officer that the defendant was verbally confrontational when he stopped him for taking the shoes. And he was walked back to the loss prevention officer where he did take the shoes off, and then left the store completely. So he actually was not detained at that time. He was detained at a later date. The reason for the state's recommendation, as you've heard, the defendant is a prolific thief. He has breaking and entering charges, multiple convictions for breaking and entering and larceny. And now he has apparently brought this from North Carolina to Georgia. So the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 18 days. That is from May 17th, 2025 until today. Balance probated in anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service, and stay away from the Target located at 5600 Roswell Road in Atlanta. We do object to any kind of termination or non-reporting just based on his history. That's all for the state.
Mr. White?
Your Honor, we're just asking it, the sentence reflect time served. There are no changes to the probation. We understand why we would keep him on probation the entire time. He does have a job. He's been here in Georgia now for 2 years. And this is his first arrest in Georgia. He does have a job at Sonic that he's been at for 18 months. He takes care of his elderly grandmother who has kidney failure and diabetes. We would like, for now, they're saying he can come back to his job. I'm not sure 12 days from now if that's going to be the case. Additionally, the alleged item was a $39 pair of shoes, which were not lost. Walmart, Target still has the shoes. There are disputable facts about whether or not he passed all points of sale, but he does want to go ahead and enter a plea and get this past him. So we just ask that you give him time served plus the probation.
Okay. Mr. White, what I will do is instead of 40 hours of community service, it'll be 100 hours of community service and the anti-theft class and the stay away with time served plea. Does he want to accept that?
I believe you would, Judge. Yes.
And PD White, if your client would agree, or if you would agree to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea.
We do stipulate for that.
Thank you.
Okay. If nothing further, Mr. McNeil, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 0027828, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept the plea, Mr. McNeil. The court's sentence is going to be 12 months to serve 36 days, credit for time served 18 days, balance probated, an anti-theft course, 100 hours of community service, stay away from all targets, drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. I'm going to have you be on probation, reporting probation the entire time. The reason that I'm changing this sentence is because I don't want you to lose your job. I want you to be able to provide for your family, and I want you to be able to assist your grandmother in that regard. So I'm giving you that option to do so. But if you don't do the 100 hours of community service, or if you don't report to probation, then they're going to revoke that probation. So I urge you to, even if you're having difficulty, always report to probation, or let somebody know if you're having some difficulty. Just don't go missing, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. McNeil.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 21, Ms. Mack.
And what are we doing with Ms. Mack today?
This is going to be a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Mack. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Speak up for me.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mack. You can place your hand down. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. As far as Ms. Mack's case is concerned, the state's recommendation on this case on the offense of theft by taking is 12 months served 34 days, credit for time served 17 days. That will be from February 1st to February 4th of 2023, May 22nd of 2025 to today. Balance probated, stay away from 947 Hank Aaron Drive in Atlanta, an anti-theft course, and no further contact with Mr. Nathaniel Lowe. We are also requesting $290 in restitution to Mr. Nathaniel Lowe. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of this plea. We do not object to the case going non-reporting upon completion of the conditions. That's all for the state.
We so stipulate.
Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor.
Um,
Were you
my
able to hear me? I said we stipulate
Okay,
to factual basis and ID.
yes, and I said anything further.
Oh, nothing
Oh,
further, Your
okay.
Honor. Well, actually, there is something further. My client is being held on a probation violation situation. She anticipates that she will be going to court on the 20th. So anything with regard to her probation, I would like for it not to start for at least 30 days to give her the opportunity to deal with this probation violation situation and be out, because she was instructed by a probation officer that she would not be going to court until the 20th at the earliest.
Okay, so she's to report when she is released from custody, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, if nothing further, Ms. Mack, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000688Y, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? And represented by counsel, are you satisfied with her representation? Have to speak up for me, Ms. Mack.
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Mack. When you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Number 22, Mathis.
Also a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Mathis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mathis. You can place your hand down. Ms. Falk?
On Mr. Mathis's case on count one, the state would have count one merge with count two. Count two, the recommendation is 12 months served, 60 days, credit for time served, 15 days. That will be from May 20th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, 12 weeks anger management, 40 hours community service, and no further contact with Jonathan Bass. Count three, 12 months concurrent with count two. At this time, we would like to sound for Mr. Jonathan Bass, and we do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea. That's all for this.
Bass is on the line. That's the court. Now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Mr. White?
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea and just ask the probation terminator go non-reporting once he completes all of his requirements.
Okay. Mr. Mathis, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 002876E, you wish to plead guilty to battery and reckless conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Yes, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mathis. When you complete the terms, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Number 24,
What are we doing with?
That'd be-
Yes.
That'd be I apologize, Judge. That'd be a negotiated plea, Judge. I think there's also an add-on that calendar as well.
Okay, good morning, Mr. McWhorter. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Will you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Your Honor.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. On Mr. McWhorter's case, on the case that appears on the calendar, the criminal trespass, the state's recommendation is 12 months served, 26 days, credit for time served, 13 days. That will be from May 22nd, 2025 until today. Balance probated, no further contact with Fulton Hospital located at 3000 Hospital Boulevard in Roswell, unless it is for medical treatment and 40 hours of community service. The add-on, which is 25 CR 001455E, which is also a criminal trespass, that will be 12 months served, 30 days, credit for time served, 15 days. The defendant served an additional amount of time, March 18th to March 19th, 2025, in addition to the time he served since May. That would be a stay away from Taco Bell located at 915A Holcomb Bridge Road. And that case would run concurrent with his other case that is on the calendar. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of this plea. That's all for the state.
Mr. Dodd?
Judge, we stipulate, request the court to consider either waiving the first couple months probation fees or consider a non-reporting, Judge.
State doesn't have an objection to either.
So recorder, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 0028888E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. And in case 25 CR 001455E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Yes, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see, we have position 37 and position 49 to go, I believe. Is there any announcements in those cases?
Your Honor, position 37 is gonna, not guilty plea.
Okay,
And
37 will be a waiver.
same announcement, position number 49.
49 will also be a waiver, okay.
And the add-on, Judge, we have an add-on case. I don't remember if I included it, but I'm asking to reset it for next week. Try and get a social worker to be able to
All
talk.
right. So add-on 1 will be reset for 6:10. All right, I believe that that's everyone on the 9 o'clock calendar. Is that right, Ms. Champion?
Yes, Mama.
You ready to go over the calendar, Ms. Champion?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Position number 1 was a plea. Position number 2 was a non-profit. Position number 3 is going to be further notice to your jury. Position number 4 was a plea. Position number 5 and 6 is further notice to your jury. Position number 7 was a plea. Position number 8 was a plea. Position number 9 was a plea. Position number 10 was a non-profit. Position number 11 is reset to the SAP 610. Position 12 and 13, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position 14 was a plea. Position 15 is reset to the SAP 65. Position 16 was a plea. Position 17 was a plea. Position 18 was a plea. Position 19 was a plea. Position 20 was a non-profit. Position 21 was a plea. Position 22 was a plea. Position 23 was a plea. 24 was a plea. 25 and 26 were non-profit. Position 27, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position 28, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position 29 was a plea. Position 30 was a non-profit. Position 31 was a plea. 32 was a non-profit. Position 33 was a plea. 34 was a plea. 35 plea. 36 plea. Position 37 was reset further notice. Position 39 was a plea. 40 was a plea. 41 was a plea. 42 was a non-profit. 43 was a plea. 44 was a plea. 45 is reset SAP 610. 46 reset SAP 610. 47 reset SAP 624. 48 reset SAP 624. And position 49,
That was a not guilty.
not guilty. Thank you. That's gonna be further notice, jail jury. The add-on is gonna be Any questions?
What was number 3?
Number 3.
And what was the reset date for the add-on?
It's gonna be June 10th.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Champion. And Ms. Champion, I believe I sent all of my no cross orders. Just let me know if I didn't.
Okay, I will. I think you did.
Thank you.
I'll do
Okay.
it.
What you say number 3 was?
Oh my God.
I can't hear, Tom. She talking low.
It's a waiver.
Waiver,
Number
thank
3
you.
was a waiver, reset jail jury.
I can hear everybody but April. Judge, I seen that email in a minute. It's 20 for SCA, 2 o'clock.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Actually, it's gonna be less than that. We had several transfers.
Was Statham one?
Yes, Statham is one. I'll send you a list of the transfers.
Thank you.
To Mr. Howard. I will see you at 2 o'clock, Judge Morrow.
Okay. And I will not be with you all next Tuesday. I have jury duty. So if you all have a trial, you may be lucky enough to get me on there.
There's no way the prosecution's gonna let you on. They don't want smart people in jury.
I will just say there's no way you're gonna get on there. They should have just let you go. Judge, this is going to be crazy awkward.
All right. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Have a good one. I'll see you this afternoon, Ms. Paul.
Have a good one.